Does 2023 Camry still have what it takes to compete in the sporty vehicle segment? Thanks to Gettle Toyota of Charlotte County, Florida, I'm going to be able to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to start at the exterior, pop the hood, see what powers up this thing, jump inside, play with some features there, and then at the end of this video, we're going to go for a spin together. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. 2023 is the 6th year of production for this current generation Toyota Camry. It started in 2018 and technically it's overdue for redesign, but Toyota has been tight-lipped about whether they're going to do it for 2024 or not. And browsing through the internet, I couldn't find anything from any credible sources as far as the redesign. Now there's a lot of renderings and there's a lot of speculations and people are photoshopping it to see what the new generation Camry could look like, but nothing directly from the source. So let's take a look at this TRD Pro that I have for you and let's see what's so special about this model. Well, it looks just like the regular Camry with a few exterior differences that I'm going to point out to you, but let's take a look at the overall design. I like the hood. I like how it opens up towards the end with this indent in the middle. And then overall, this is nice and sporty design. You have this big Toyota logo with the Toyota Sense 2.5 Plus. Don't forget about the Plus. And then it's cradled in this trim piece that's still the same color as the rest of the vehicle. Now, if the exterior of this vehicle was different, let's say white or blue, and there was a TRD Pro Edition, you'd see kind of a two-tone version of it, but not on the black on black. It's really hard to see. You have this mesh black grille both on top and the bottom, and you have this exclusive to the TRD trim front splitter that's very much extended from the rest of the body. That's part of this aero kit. And then this is all closed up. I wish this was open. This is a performance vehicle. They should have those air curtains that are actually functional. Also, you know, you have the LED lights, right? With the incandescent turn signal. That should be illegal in 2023. But what makes this vehicle sporty is what's underneath the hood. So let's take a look. And here underneath the hood, Toyota definitely plays itself because we'll find this tried and true 3.5-liter V6 naturally aspirated engine, 301 horsepower, 267 foot-pounds of torque. Made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Some of you might say, hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's still powerful enough. I'd still like to see a little bit more oomph from that. Get a little bit more horsepower, especially for that TRD version, and you know, get it up to 350, and now we would have a really nice sporty sedan. Now what I'm gonna not be happy about is definitely this prop stick that's on the side. At least it's on the side, kind of not in the way. But you do have some sound insulation underneath this hood, and I'm going to check out how it drives at the end of this video. So TRD stands for Toyota Racing Development, and this is the automaker's performance and tuning division. And while I wish they concentrated underneath the hood and give this vehicle more power, they definitely made a nice job looking at the side of this vehicle, right? First of all, starting in the front, you have this extended splitter, and part of this aero kit is also this side skirt, more aggressive side skirt at the bottom with the red pinstripe on it. You also have the TRD rims, 19-inch rims, matte black with the TRD logo right in the middle, and behind them you have the bigger 12.9-inch rotors with the dual piston calipers that are painted in red. They're Michelin tires, and the size of it are 235 by 40, so they're a little bit more aggressive, and the car sits a little bit lower than just a regular Camry. Now, overall, it looks pretty good. I like that it's all blacked out around the windows. You have the turn signals in the mirror and the blind spot assist. No moonroof. I'm not even sure if the moonroof is available for the TRD. And it does have the keyless entry system, so you can lock and unlock this vehicle without pressing any buttons on the key, but you can do that only from the front door handle, not from the rear. And you can see some more sporty characteristics in the back. Let's take a look. The back definitely looks sporty, and quite frankly, when I first saw this spoiler, I thought it was something that somebody added aftermarket. It's definitely different and very unique, and whether you like it or not, I guess it's a personal preference. You have the shark fin antenna, nicely sloped glass with the third brake light, big visible lights. However, they're not all LED. Again, we're having this incandescent light bulbs in both the reverse and the turn signal lights. Toyota badge and Camry badge has been blacked out with a big bright red TRD badge. And I like this setup at the bottom. Again, you have this more aggressive bottom portion of the bumper with the dual exhaust with a big diffuser in the back. So overall, this is nice and sporty design. Let's see how much room we have in the trunk. And here's the trunk area, starting with the gate over here. Of course, you have this emergency release where you have to pull on it, jump out of the car and run so the bad guys won't get you. Now, right here, you have this pass-through. Unfortunately, the seats don't fold, so this is all the roominess that you have inside the trunk, and that's just over 15 cubic feet. You have the big Camry TRD mat, and underneath the floor, you have a little bit of storage, and these are your jack and the tools to remove the wheel, and underneath that you actually have a spare tire, which is a plus in my book. Well, if you're 6 feet tall, you'll find this vehicle very roomy. I have the front seat adjusted to my regular driving position. I'm not even close to touching my knees to the back of the seats. I also have enough shoulder room and headroom, and overall this interior is quite pleasant. As always, let's start with the rear door panel. Overall, it's not bad, but I gotta tell you, the manufacturers are starting to use the cheap plastics in the back. They use a little bit better materials for the front doors. I'm not sure how. The passengers are not important for you, Toyota. Well, it does have this polished aluminum looking trim with the door handle and the lock, as well as the window controls. A little bit more storage at the bottom of the door. And then let's get inside of here. This is exciting. I like the way that the seats are styled. I like the black and red. This is, of course, the Softex material from Toyota. You have the red seat belts, you have the red stripe right here, and the inserts of the seats, creating this very sporty look. Now, the one thing that I would like to complain about, of course, is that the seats don't fold. They don't split 60-40. There's no cup holders anywhere here. There's no cup holders in the front. Where are you going to put your drinks? I'm not sure. What I like about this is that the front seats both have the seat back pockets, so you can store some stuff in here, as well as you have your USB charging station. There are 2 USB ports. Well, before I show you what we have on the interior, let's listen to the door closing. Boom. Yeah, I'd give it probably about 6 out of 10, so it's better than average, but it's not the best. So the front door panel, you know, again, we don't see too many things. There's no specific trims on it other than this little piece of polished aluminum, and then you have the window lock and mirror controls, but very plain in my opinion. And again, the use of this hard plastic material, so they use the same thing in the front and the back. You do have the power control of the driver's seat only, and I think at this price point you should have it for both driver and passenger. On top right here, you have the TRD and the headrest, and again, the seat is nice, comfortable, and very eye-pleasing. And right here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you have the automatic lights, traction control. You can open your trunk, or you can open your gas filler door. And here's the interior of this 2023 Camry TRD V6. It looks just like any other Camry, right? Now, it does have a little bit different trim piece, and again, why couldn't they do this type of trim on the sides, get the better look and feel for the door panels? Same thing with here. You have this nice contrast stitching right at the bottom and the soft materials on top of the dashboard, but yet the doors are dressed in this hard plastic. We're going to talk about the screen in just a second. Let's go to the steering wheel. The steering wheel is kind of on the larger side. I don't see anywhere the TRD badging. It's not really sporty other than, you know, a little bit of a contrast stitching and leather wrapping. There's nothing special about the steering wheel, although I would like to see a bigger pedal shifters in the back, more exposed, right? You do have multifunctionality off here, so you have the volume control, voice control. This is your menu for what's going on in front of you, and we're going to get to that in a second. You have your cruise control, dynamic cruise control, lane keep assist, mode, seek and track, and the Toyota logo. So let's take a look at the instrument cluster. And even on this, one of the highest end trims, you don't get the digital instrument cluster. Instead, you have the 2 analog gauges. They're nice, they're red. You know, you have the tachometer on the left-hand side, along with the temperature, and then the speedometer on the right-hand side. The only thing in the middle that you have is this tiny little screen let's go through it and see what we have. So you have the trip, then another trip, right? Then you have the total to empty and the current gas mileage, which, by the way, this is not correct. We'll get to it. And then the eco indicator. You have the speedometer that you can set up, your tire pressure, and the blank screen, and that's it. So this is all that you have in this instrument cluster. Now, in today's day and age, I think it should be a lot more than that. Another thing, and this would be my complaint, and I don't care what you guys say, whether, you know, you don't need that or anything like this. This is a 7, I think, inch screen or an 8-inch screen. This is the standard one that you get. You can upgrade it to a 9-inch screen, so which is still not great. Well, most of the competitors are having 12-inch screens right now. 7 seems really, really small. Now, I never liked this bezel around the Toyota screen, so that's no difference here. Here's your home menu. So you have the audio, phone, apps. Now you do have the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Let's go back here to the menu as far as the projection, but you do have to connect it via USB. So again, no wireless Android Auto. You know, as far as the audio, you have the AM, FM, Sirius XM, and Bluetooth, and you have to subscribe to the navigation. So really nothing that we get that's standard on it. On the other side, you have the seek and track, phone and apps, and tune and scroll, and then the power button. And this is it. This is your infotainment system. This was the fastest infotainment system overview that I've ever done. Let's take a look at the rear view camera. Okay, well, it's there. It has the trajectory lines that are active, which is good. We have 2 different angles for the camera, the bottom or the wide angle and the narrow angle, and you can turn on or off the trajectory line, so depending on what you like. I actually like to keep them on, so we'll leave those on. But really, I mean, very unimpressive, to be honest with you. Scrolling down here, you have 2 vents, hazard lights. Okay, so you have the automatic climate control, but it looks like this is a single zone climate control, so you don't even have the dual zone climate control, and very few shortcuts for it. You know, this is as far as where the air is coming from. And again, this screams redesign me. I've been here for 6 years. Probably the technology is even older than that. Now you can set it for auto or AC, and then this is how it looks from a distance. You have the regular USB type A, and then you have the 12-volt power outlet. This is not a charging pad, and this is not a charging pad, so we don't even have the wireless charging. Okay, you have the cup holders, and then the regular gear shifter. Now I gotta give it to the gear shifter. It's nice, and it has the TRD on top. And then you have the manual mode that you can switch the gears either to pedal shifters, or you know, you can shift it with the actual shifter. You have the eco, normal, and sport mode. I mean, but they don't really do anything on the screen, but those are the different drive modes. And then you have the brake hold and the emergency parking brake, which is electronic. We have a whole bunch of stuff in here, so let's take a look. And you see the USB type C, USB type A, and the storage is pretty deep, so that's a good thing. See, you can fit all this garbage there. And then of course you have the glove box. No home link that I can see on the mirror. No sunroof. There's your sunglass holder. And there's your SOS button in case you get into an emergency. And this is a warning that Toyota's spying on you. And unless you call them, they keep on spying on you. So you have to call them and tell them, hey, we don't want you to spy on me. Turn it off. They'll do it. Okay, there's mirrors, but no illumination on the mirrors, either on driver and passenger side. So to say, Something nice about this interior. It looks good, right? It doesn't have the functionality, all the electronics or the technology that a lot of the competitors have. That's why I hope that Toyota is going to be quick about improving that, because they do have this technology. It's just not in this Camry. Well, there's 18 different models of Camrys or variations of Camrys that are available, so I'm not going to bore you with all of them. You go to Toyota.com and check out the pricing and specs yourself. This particular one, this is the TRD V6, and it's got nothing added onto it from the factory. So the MSRP is $33,385 and then $1,095 for delivery. So, I mean, that makes the MSRP, well, this one has some of the Southeast Toyota distributors options on it, but this particular one's got $36,055, and it has the touch keypad system, clear coat protection, phone cable, 2 years of oil changes. So, I mean, that's something that's been added on at the distribution port, not at the dealerships. You know, as far as the frontal crash, driver and passenger 5-star, rollover 5-star, side crash not rated yet. I guess it might be that each year has to be rated separately. The gas mileage is 22 in the city, 31 on the expressway with 25 combined. You gotta get the shades on. All right, we have this nice large parking lot. So first thing, as always, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out of how well this vehicle turned. And here we are, steering wheel all the way to the left, and let's check it out. It's nice. It's tight. Yep. Well, let's see if the suspension is any stiffer than it is on the regular Camry. As I said, that's got a little bit more beefed up suspension, if you will, and it is. It feels a little bit sturdier than, let's say, on the Camry SE that I've tested before. And then, of course, we're going to check out the off-the-line acceleration right here, but we're also going to take it on the road and, you know, see if we can do like the real 0 to 60. So let's check this out. Nice and solid. It's not lightning fast. It's naturally aspirated, so you're going to have this gradual power delivery without that slingshot effect like you'll find at many of the turbocharged models where you're waiting for the turbo to spool and then it just shoots you like a slingshot. But, you know, it's not bad at all, and it's overall it's a nice and comfortable vehicle. So that's always been a trademark of Camry, that it has been comfortable family sedan. There's a speed bump. Let's see how it absorbs it. Okay, solid. Here on the road, it feels very solid. It feels soft riding, very comfortable. It also has the 3 different drive modes, and I'm not sure, quite frankly, what they do. It's eco, normal, and sport, and other than maybe some different transmission settings and the way it shifts, it doesn't have the adaptive suspension, so it can't really stiffen or loosen up as far as that. And also sport, maybe a shorter shifts. I think that's about the only thing that we can get out of it. I'm going to leave it in sport, and next stoplight, hopefully we're going to be able to check out this 0 to 60. Cabin is pretty quiet, although you can hear that you're sitting in this TRD. You can definitely hear this TRD exhaust from it, especially if you lay down on it and accelerate, which again, it does a really good job with acceleration. Let's test it out, guys. 0 to 60. 40. 60. I'm gonna slam the brakes now. Nice. It's quick. Definitely has the ability to pick up and go. I mean, it's not the German performance vehicle fast, but it definitely holds its own. So let's talk about this for a second. The acceleration is nice. The overall drive is nice. Overall, it is a nice vehicle, but we want more from Toyota. We want more than nice. We want exceptional. We want something that's definitely better. So not taking anything away from the brand. I think Toyota makes wonderful vehicles. Their vehicles are probably one of the top quality-wise vehicle on the market right now, but a lot of their models, when they get older, they tend to be outdated really quick, and this is definitely one of them. The 7-inch screen, Toyota, please get rid of this screen, that bezel. That is absolutely horrible. I think that a lot of manufacturers right now, most of the manufacturers, have a better technology than Toyota, and this is sad because it is a Japanese company. They should be at the forefront of technology. They should be putting the latest and the greatest, and the quality wise and the technology wise, and this infotainment system is not really that great. You know, as far as the digital dashboard, I mean, we have digital dashboard in pretty much every manufacturer but the Camry. Toyota has the technology. They showed us. They have it in the Lexus. They have it in their newest Prius and the newest the Sienna and the Venza. I mean, you have that technology. Please incorporate it into your mainstream vehicle, which is a Camry. I know it's been selling good. Great, good for you. But give people something to be excited about. And I think if they did it, it would really be a nice vehicle. Now, a word to the people at TRD. Now, this is the Toyota Racing development. And again, I'm not doubting their abilities and capabilities of developing a performance vehicle, but with the TRD, maybe add a little bit more that you won't find in the regular, you know, V6 Camry. Well, I don't know if the V6s are going to continue. We see that trend with Toyota that they're going to the 4 cylinders, especially in their truck market. I mean, in their SUV market. So the Highlanders are all 4 cylinders. You're getting the new Tacoma that's coming out. That's going to be a 4 cylinder. The Tundra, thankfully, is still a 6 cylinder, and so is Sequoia. So they got rid of all the V8s. So, but that's where this thing is going. But even a nice performance 4 cylinder would be a nice touch. So is this better than the Hyundai Sonata N-Line? Is it better than the Kia K5 GT? Well, it might last longer, I don't know. But performance-wise and technology-wise, it's definitely trailing behind. Now, the good news for Toyota is that Honda decided not to come up with any of the performance vehicles in their Accord lineup. So there you go. You definitely had the upper hand of that. And I haven't tested that 2.5-liter VC turbo on the Altima yet, so I can't tell you firsthand. But that one, I believe, has the CVT transmission. So, I mean, that could be a deal breaker for me. So if they updated the technology on this vehicle, it really would be nice. If they redesigned it, it would be even better, because while this design is still good, I mean, it kind of feels old. I don't know. Let me know, guys, what you think about it. I know there's a lot of you viewers that love Toyotas, a lot of you that like to hear the changes or see the changes. Let me know what you think. I really value your thoughts and opinions, so don't be shy. Put them in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave me a like. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.